All right, guys, I am super excited, super curious to unbox and see what this clock is all about. So this is the Klydoclock. This reimagines what time can be. It's inspirational, it's art. It's a mixture of so many things wrapped into one package, and Klydoclock was so gracious to send me this product for me to review and make some videos on. So thank you guys so much at Klydoclock for doing that. But let's just get right into the unboxing, and then we'll talk about some of the features. So on the front here, we do get the Klydoclock along with the little tagline, whatever makes you tick, with a little sneak peek preview along the front and the side of what the clock will look like. We don't get much on the back, and then on the side, we do get some nice accent colors with like some little designs on here. And guys, let me say, this is a very quality and premium feeling box. So that is a very good sign. So I already took off the plastic wrap, but when you go ahead and open it like this, you are greeted with, a whole bunch of great stuff. So you got this here, it looks like a warranty or something. Yeah, looks like your warranty right there. You also get your quick start guide. That's gonna have all the instructions that you're going to need to get your clock set up and started, as well as some little stickers. That's actually a really cool sticker. Perfect for a water bottle. And then we've got the star of the show, the Klydoclock itself, covered up by this little foam thing here. And boom, that looks super, super nice. But before I go into that, go into the details, let's see what else we got here. So it looks like we do have a remote and then a charging cable. Now, I did unwrap this charging cable, and it does appear to be USB Type-C, which is really good. And I do like how it's kind of bent, because this is supposed to plug into the back of the clock. So if you want to put it like on a bookshelf or against a wall or something like that, you don't have that risk of, it poking out and potentially causing the clock to fall over or anything like that. So this will line flush with the wall, as well as you get the power brick right there. Now, going straight into the remote itself, really nicely packaged, I might say. They did a really good job with this packaging. Just so you guys know, this product is $300. And so far, just from like the unboxing and the quality of everything, it's living up to its price tag. But we're going to go much more in depth about all of that. And then you've got the Klydoclock remote there. Now, I believe this is made from, I can't tell if that's like aluminum or if it's like a really fancy plastic. Either way, it's pretty good. You got your heart buttons, your eye information, just your navigation clicks, as well as a little moon icon there. We'll kind of go into more detail about what all of that means. And then, like I said, we have got the star of the show, which is the Klydoclock itself. Let me go ahead and see if I can get this out of here. They packaged it really nice, I will say that. Look at that, guys. Really, really nice. Really, really nice. So there are multiple different types of wood that you can actually get for this clock. I was sent the oak wood, which is the lighter wood, and it feels nice. It's real wood, guys, so it's not fake. It's not anything like that. This is actually real wood, super nice. You do have, looks like this is where the clock is going to be, and I believe there's a pendulum as well. Actually, I know there's a pendulum as well that's going to swing down here. And then on the back, let's see what we got. On the back, this is where you're going to plug in for your power, the USB Type-C. You do get the speaker, because this does actually have realistic ticking sounds as well as a chime. So all that will come through here. You can turn off the ticking sounds and the hourly chime if you'd like to. And then right here is where you have kind of like an Apple Watch digital crown. So it's where you can control the hour and minute hands on the clock using this. Now, this device does connect to Wi-Fi, so you really won't have to adjust it really. As soon as it connects, it will just automatically kind of know where you are and then just pick up that time from there. But for any reason you want to set it to a different time, that's what that knob on the back will be. And guys, let me say, this is actually kind of heavy. It's got some good weight to it. It feels quality. It doesn't feel like a cheap product in the slightest. It feels like you're paying, you're getting your money's worth. Like I said, you got some really nice, it feels like plastic on the front here, but let's just kind of go through this setup process here and go from there. All right, so when you get that Klydoclock, just go ahead and grab that USB Type-C cable that came in the box. You can just plug it right in the back of it, and you're greeted with this very bright and vibrant screen, which is very good for a clock like this. It's then going to ask you to go ahead and grab the remote that it comes with and go ahead and push that heart-shaped button in the center. This will pair your remote to the clock so that you can start browsing through all the Kaleidos and stuff like that. But before that, you got to connect to Wi-Fi. So go ahead and put in your Wi-Fi password, all that stuff. Once all that's connected, you'll get some really nice animations. And I got to say, I really do love the animations that this thing has. It's then going to want you to activate your year-long warranty. You definitely want to do that. I don't think you can skip this step, but trust me, you want to do it. After that, you got your first Kaleido. Start using that remote, going through all the different faces, pick your favorite, explore, and just have a good time. Okay, so I did turn off the lights. That way you can have a better look of the clock. But when you boot up the clock for the first time, you're going to be greeted with your very first Kaleido. Mine happens to be falling pasta. And since I pretty much eat pasta every day at my house, that's perfect. But it's super, super cool, guys. So the way that you can navigate through all the different Kaleidos is using this remote. And I'm sorry, it is kind of hard to see, but you can use the left and right arrows to kind of navigate through all the different Kaleido faces. Now that is a super, super pretty one. I actually really like that. And let's say you just want to pick one that you really like and you want to have a folder of all your favorite Kaleidos. Well, that middle button right there, there's actually a heart. If you tap on that, it looks like maybe you already hearted it. There we go. If you tap on that, you have that heart button and that adds that to your favorite folders. So right now, the way that this clock is working is the clock itself will recommend to me and show me its own recommendation of Kaleidos, of watch faces that it wants me to see. But if they're ones that I really like and I don't want it to recommend them for myself and I want to pick them, I can go through all these different watch faces, hit the heart icon on the remote there, and it'll be able to save those to a folder, and it will just cycle through those that I've saved in the folder, which is really nice. I personally, though, kind of like it that it recommends them for me. So if we just keep using the remote here, as you can see, there's a whole bunch of different kinds. And all of these guys were made by different animators, different artists from all over the world. They submit these to this Klydoclock, to the company, and the company will then put it on the clock, which is super interesting and super cool. And you see, you do have the swinging pendulum that matches the colors with whatever is on the main screen, which I really like. I like that one. I'm gonna go ahead and heart that one, save that for my folders here. So as of right now, this is the only way to navigate through all the different watch faces, which again is using the remote, just hitting the arrows. This is the only way to navigate that. Now, the company has stated that they are going to come out with an app which will give you the ability to kind of look through all the different watch faces that this clock can have and add them to your favorites folders or do whatever other cool customization that you can with them. But as of right now, this is the way to do it. So let's say that you find a clock face that you really think is interesting and you want to know who made it. Well, if you go to your remote and you hit the up button, it will pop up with the person who made it as well. Sometimes it comes up with like a little bio describing the person and who they are, as well as some social media handles and that sort of thing, as well as some analytics. You can see maybe how many people are viewing it right now and how many people have it saved in their favorites, which is super cool. So we can keep going through and see if we can find some more. This one is just like a little video of a bird. I really like it. And the good thing about these faces is that they are looping. So it's not gonna stop. It's not gonna have like a weird judder or anything like that. This video continues to loop all day. If we just keep going, we've got so many different faces. Again, if we hit that up button, there you go. You get the name, you get where they're from, as well as a little detailed description of who that person is. Very, very nice. Now guys, these Kaleidos are updated daily, so they are submitting new Kaleidos onto this clock every single day. I have no idea how many are on here right now, but I can guarantee you I've gone through a whole bunch of these off camera, and I still have not found any that are repeating. I'm pretty sure I've saved a whole bunch as well. But it's really cool, and it's very inspirational just to see all the different digital artworks that people have made. This one's really cool. Actually, I might heart this. That one's actually kind of cool. Just a girl picking flowers. And it's a mixture of everything from animation to like paintings that people have animated to move. Very, very interesting. And I really like that. Look at that one. That's a cool little frog. It's kind of just mesmerizing, honestly, just to kind of go through all these different watch faces, the clock faces, and see how people have been creative and made these to put these on here. Very, very cool. But now let's go into the settings menu of this. So on your remote, if you want to go to the settings and just see kind of what this whole thing does behind the scenes, you can hit the bottom arrow. I don't know if you can see it, the bottom button, just like that. And this brings up your feed. So right now we are on the feed. This is where you can cycle through all the Kaleidos. Using your little clicker thing here, if you go over to your favorites and you click on that, again, all the Kaleidos that you heart will then go into this folder. Just like this. So now these are all the ones that I have hearted, and it will only cycle through the ones I have hearted. Even if new Kaleidos are added onto this clock, it will not show those, only the ones I've hearted, which is really cool. I actually really like that face. That's why I hearted it. But let's go into settings here. So we're going to click, go into settings. So we've got sound. So we've got a chime on this thing, guys, and it's super cool. So this is where you can control the volume of the chime. Let's turn it up. I'll let you hear it. Really high quality chime. I really do like it. So you can set it right here to do the hourly strike. I personally have mine turned off. I don't want it going off in the middle of the night, but let's say you did want to have it on. You could go to the silent times, and this will determine when you hear those chimes. You can say between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. don't chime. So it works great. You also have tick sounds. Let me turn that up. So just like a grandfather clock, you can hear it ticking. Super cool. And guys, this doesn't sound cheap. It doesn't sound like it is a digital sound file. It actually sounds like a legit clock. It's very, very nice. So that's the sound settings. Let's just go back up, and we're gonna go to display. So display, you can turn on your brightness. Right now I have mine all the way up. It does get pretty low, and it actually does get pretty bright as well. I have had no trouble with that. You do have the night mode if you want to turn that on or off. For night mode. Night mode will turn your display completely red, or it'll turn the time red. That way it's easier to see at night. And then you've got the button at the very bottom that says show dials. So the dials are going to be those little ticks that go all the way around. I like to have those on just because it's easier to tell, easier to read the time. Then you've got your time. Right now I've got mine set to the auto setting. So again, if you want to do it manually and set your time, you can just go down to there, click on that, and then use the knob on the back to manually adjust where you want your time. Again, I have mine set to auto, so I don't have to worry about that. If we keep going over, we got our system. This is where you can check for updates and everything. I have already updated mine. The moment that you set up your Klydoclock, if there are any updates, it will automatically update and have you do that, so you really won't have to worry about getting a device that's not up to date when you first get it. Mine's up to date, so we're good. Going over, again, we do have our Wi-Fi. So anytime you can reset the Wi-Fi, change the Wi-Fi. Yes, my Wi-Fi is Avengers Mansion. And then we got the content. So I have my Klydoclock right now set to cycle every 24 hours, meaning every 24 hours we're going to have a new image appear on this clock. You can have it do it every 6 hours, every 60 minutes, every 15 minutes, or every 5 minutes, which is kind of crazy. I don't know who would do that every 5 minutes. That'd be crazy, but it would be fun. I kind of like having it set to the whole 24 hours. Again, you can do it fixed as well. If you just want one clock face and you don't want to go see through all those, you can just have one clock face. I don't know. Every minute would be a lot. There'd be a lot of different pictures going up on there. Would be really cool. I like having mine set on every 24 hours. You do have a 13 plus filter as well. And I know there's no graphic stuff on here, but this is a clock that does display art. And sometimes with art, you might have some images that might be a little bit more scary maybe for younger viewers. So if you want to put this in a kid's room, you can go ahead and flip that toggle on. That way it only just keeps those light and fun animations. I'm not really sure what that does. I might have to look into that, do an updated version of that. And then over here, you got your support. Any questions or anything that you might have for the Klydoclock, you can scan that QR code. It will take you to the website to answer all your questions. And that's pretty much it, guys. And then the way just to get out of the menu is just to hit the up button as many times as you want. And then you're just back on your watch face. It's a very simple yet elegant product. It does exactly what you would want it to do, tell the time, and it gives you daily inspiration. It's super fun to look over at this clock and see a new animation, a new picture that kind of moves, and it's just fun to look at, and it's really enjoyable. Let me go out of this, go back to the feed. Again, I was in my favorites. It tells you right down there in the feed. And again, guys, I've cycled through so many of these images and I have not found a repeating image yet. That one's kind of fun. It's just really fascinating. Oh, cute puppy. It's really fascinating to see what people come up with and how they're creative in making these things. Let's talk about price. So as of right now, the price for this thing is $300. And I know that sounds like a lot. I'm here to tell you, I think it's worth the $300. Whenever you want to purchase a piece of art, you are going to spend a lot of money for a piece of art. This thing doesn't just have one piece of art, but it has an endless amount of digital art that artists have created to put on this display. So it's not only a frame for art, but it's also a clock. And it's a beautiful clock. It's incredibly well made. Nothing is cheap about this. Even the parts that are plastic like this don't feel cheap. The display itself, it's a 60 hertz display, so there's no jittering, there's no stuttering, there's no lag. It all feels and looks super smooth. No complaints there. It's really good. So if you're someone who likes to have that daily inspiration, if you're creative, if you like to read, if you just like art in general, I think this is definitely the product for you. What I love about this thing is that it fits in no matter where you put it. If you want to put it on a bookshelf, if you want to put it in a room, no matter where you want to put it, this thing fits in. All the different faces you can have, the different color wood that you can have for the actual clock itself. It just all fits and it all works so well. Again, such a simple product, but it's just really cool to see what people might come up with. All these different faces that are just, it's just crazy to watch that someone took the time to make all these different things. So if you guys are interested in purchasing this Klydoclock, I will have a link in the description below. Like I said, guys, I really think it's worth the money. If you like to be inspired, if someone who's really creative, if you like art, digital art, painting arts, no matter what it is, this is the clock for you. It's just really cool to see. So I'm just gonna stop talking, cycle through some more faces here, and then we'll end the video, but keep a lookout, guys. We'll still be having some like shorts coming out about the Klydoclock, giving you guys some more in-depth stuff on it. So yeah, thank you guys for taking the time to watch, and enjoy the show.